chrome. Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding strap on my chrome.
Been out of these streets, nigga trying to eat while I duck police. Own family stealing from me. I'm on the phone me to pray, but white Jesus can't save me. Get him away from me. I don't know what to say. So many niggas hating me. Get him away from me.
Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding strap on my chrome. Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding strap on my chrome.
Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding around with my chrome. Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding around with my chrome. Trying to keep it on the true side, nigga. Laying low to play it cool, nah, nigga. Ass niggas on the team, I've been known to get the green ever since I was 2-5, nigga. Coop hanging out the roof, nah, nigga. Cause I ain't stunting on them. Put my whole team on so they ain't wantin'. When niggas doing bad, you know that they be hating on you. Get the hoping that you fall, they be waiting on it. Bullshit, get bread from the envy. Best friends get to looking like enemies. When you got it in this bank account empty. Perfect recipe to breed a lot of jealousy. Looking from a bird's eye view. Learn from everything I've been through. Told my baby girl, if you ain't spending life with the nigga, never let him put a dick up in you. Cause if a nigga wrong, I'ma check that shit. And when you paper long, never flex that shit. Told my son, when you getting money, never trick it to a bop and flip it over, then invest that shit. Give a lot of game, trying to bless my kid. Gotta keep it real, that's the best shit. Got hitters up in Philly, back in Texas. When I get up on the track, yeah, I wreck shit.
Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding strap on my chrome. Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding strap on my chrome.
Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding around with my chrome. Always sip on my own. Don't need you all in my zone. Spend so much time alone while I'm riding around with my chrome.
Excuse me, I got a question.
Somebody give me Romans 13 and 11.
I have a question.
It's a Ronald car, man. Give me Romans 13 and 11.
Khan, this is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Brother, you need a water? Thank you.
what's good, Zara, man? What's up? Get your ass up. Oh, man, you always be tripping. What's going on, man?
What's good, Red?
Hey, man, they was clowning you at work today, man. So? I mean, we watched the video a couple times, but we really couldn't tell if it was you.
Yo, how's your eye?
Oh, it's cool. God damn!
What's up, Op? What's up, Op? Yo, let me get one of them flyers, man. Man, I ain't giving you shit. You better get the hell out of here before Cat Pop come out here. Man, come on, man. Why you gotta be like that, man? I'm trying to come to class, man. Why you acting crazy?
Man, you need to go do that.
Man, I ain't giving him shit.
Man, what? Man, you ain't gonna give me shit. We need brothers to come to class.
Damn, man. Ite me yato me tararo tato. Man, you fucking racist, man. Give me this goddamn flyer, man. You acting crazy, home.
Man, fuck you.
Oh, shit. Tebow, nigga.
What? Who?
Tebow.
Oh, damn, I ain't been to class in a minute. Shit. Oh, shit.
What's up, y'all? What's up, Red? Thanks for the bike. What you got on my ties, homie?
I ain't got nothing. I thought you already collected the ties.
I did, but I want Red's 10%.
Stall him out.
What's up, Red? What you got on my ties, homie?
I ain't got nothing, man.
Oh, yeah. You got something.
I ain't got. Hey, man, that's messed up, man.
Shut your ass up or I knock your ass out.
Yo, Tebow, man, that's messed up, man. Give him his money back.
What money?
You right now. What money?
Hey, man, why ain't y'all help me?
Yeah, man, I paid my tithes.
Man, that's fucked up. If it was y'all, I would have helped y'all. What about the time he took the ties from me in Zara's backyard? Oh, that was different.
Man, let's jump him.
Man, sit your ass down, man.
Man, I got mind control over Tebow. When he here, I pay my tithes. But when he leave, I pay my tithes.
Man, damn, man. I should have just paid my tithes, man.
Man, that nigga gonna cry in the car.
He should have paid his tithes.
Shit, real shit.
This shit is endless. What I speak is the truth. I don't care if it's offensive. 12 rounds hit hard, and this shit gon' go the distance. Way to exit cool, but wait till you see the interest. Know that we them niggas when we walk inside the entrance. Put me as the GOAT, you should be honored to get a mention. All my clips is standard, but I still get extensions. Switch on the big 30, sound like when it's spitting. Album so high, I had to give them an extension. One West till they bury me. Yeah, that's the commitment. Don't trust the soul, niggas purring or they hit this shit. What I speak is the
What's up,
truth.
y'all?
I don't care if it's offensive.
What's up, Red?
Life that I chose, no turning
Thanks for the
back
bike.
in this. They don't
What you got on my ties, homie?
God damn, man.
What I speak is the truth. I don't care if it's offensive.
God
Life
damn.
no turning back. They don't understand when we tell them no forgiveness.
Tebow, nigga.
Tebow. So you know this endless. I'm solidified and stamped. That's why I walk with a signet.
I want to do Salaya, what was
Good.
this?
Be like, man, that's fucked up. If it was y'all, I would have helped.
When Westworld. Let's get it. Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make war. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I just stay forward. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard they asking what team that I play for. Scammer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it, feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the beast loose, what they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Paid my dues, never left a wage, I just rage war. So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Still against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy. Never lose control, never losing, dog, I plan to keep. You lose your mind where I'm from, I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul, losing times, wasting steady pacing. You off track, I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping he can save you. But there's power about war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason, got a flash on the grip. Nigga, big priest, they gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One West world, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Came on boats and then chains, so when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have a deep squad. Been rapping since knee high, now a nigga shack size. Spit that holy fire, when you hear it, you get baptized. One West world, yeah, you niggas know the logo. And I'ma bust it down so the haters see the glow glow. Let's have a feast, let's shine on our enemies. Right in they face, let's blind all our enemies. Cause now we half, but we come from half nots. Throw that cash on the ground, my nigga, let's cast lots. I started from the bottom, birthed out of mud, raised by gangsters, turned out a thug. I ain't give a fuck, burnt out I was, from hitting licks in and out and selling nicks in the drop.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
One Westboro.
Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Handle lights and teddy bears, I'm trying to leave your block romantic. Flicking off the hip, I lead a scene, looking like I'm dancing. Ain't one Westworld, best believe we not gon' stamp it. Titties on a drum, the stick figure looking outstanding. Rip his top with the hands of the Lord, call that.
All right, Shalom Israel. I am Officer Quahal, and we're going to go ahead and get this Sabbath service started up. The water for bearing with me. I see we got 6 viewers. I'll be holding it down. Normally, I am in the second seat, but today, Azal War is handling other business somewhere else, working hard, as the men above us tend to do. So first, I'm going to go ahead and blow the shofar and get the service started. Salakia, bear with me. This will be the first time I'm going through it by myself. And bear with me on this shofar because it's the first time I blew it. So let's get it started. All right. So Salakia, give me 1 second. All right. So we're going to start with the first prayer. I'm going to go ahead and grab the scroll. Scroll's looking glorious, nice and neat. And what we're going to read is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. And that can be found, the Lord's Prayer, of course, can be found in Matthew 6, 8 through 13. So, men of Israel, sisters, Amidium, which means to stand, Wapun Wahak Wadum, which means to turn and face the east. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Hayah, Shimka, Yahweh, Malakwika, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashemayim, Nathananawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakwanawa, Kabawatianawa, Kasalakwanawa, Kabawatianawa, Wala'ah, Daba'ayanawa, Wanasaya 1, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwith, Waha'ala, Wahatha Salakia, Wahatha Pa'arath, Lawa Alayam, Aman. And what that said in the English was, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. All right. We'll go ahead and move on to the next prayer. For time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and read the prayer of the power before we move on. And this is the prayer for power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kasha, Nathananawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, Lata'ar, Ha Matazar Salakia, Ha Matazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwium, Hamatium, Hakak, Al Rakarawath, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Wada Aman. And in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. All right, Salakia, I'll go ahead and proceed. All right. I believe we left off with Leviticus 7 and 13, and we'll get to that in a minute. All right, Sar, Ashala. All right, Salakia. All right, I'm going to attempt to blow this horn one more time. Bear with me, Salakia. All right, the water for bearing with me. And all right, we're going to get into it. There's a lot that has, gone on, in between our Sabbath service classes. And, it's been very good things. If you're able to tune in or go back and watch, because it actually happened live already, go back and watch on the General's channel, Black Watch. Go back and watch, what they have to say, what the Adawadium have to say about everything as far as, World War III, what we should be doing for our people in Salakia. Hey, Shalom, Yabba Shem Shabbat. Khan, sir. Okay, no sweat. The water. All right. Shalom on Christ. All right, the water for bearing with me. So Leviticus 7 and 13 is where I believe we left off. We'll go ahead and break into that. And, as I'm getting to that, I did want to give a big shout out, to, all the men above me as, they showed us what we should be doing and carrying on as far as ISUPK is concerned. Of course, we started out of Harlem under Commanding General Yohana, and our mission has been the mission of Christ, to let so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans know that they are the children of Israel. And we constantly feed the sheep, whether that be with the word or whether that be with, actual food and clothing. So again, I just want to, continue to talk about how great it was to see our people, be their needs be met, on, the behalf of the Most High under, Christ and Commander General Yohana. So Salakia, let me get there. Leviticus. And then I'll go ahead and read it for us in Hebrew. All right. And while I'm getting to that, let me just check the chat, see if anybody is in the chat. All right. So we got Kanai, Shalom, Yahal, Shamar, Alatham, Shindi Al sis. Thank you for joining the class. Thank you for your comment. And let's get it on. All right, Salakia. So with the Hebrew, I do have to go ahead and get it in the get it from the ancient Hebrew. So I'm trying to get there right now. I actually have to use the app on the phone. So the water for bearing with me. All right. All right. So as we were going through Leviticus last week, it was pretty much going over, the sin offerings that we were doing. Now, of course, we're no longer under, that part of the law when it concerns doing those type of sin offerings because Christ was our offering. He was our sacrifice. But, all scripture is for our learning, as the scriptures say. So these are the things that we should go back, and read because this helps us learn, have faith and the patience that we should have, especially through times like this. As you can see, the amount of, the cost of living has gone up. They presented to us as crime is going up. You vote for a candidate, for those of you who still vote, and you can clearly see the results are the exact same. So, referring back to the scriptures and doing what the Most High asked us to do is where we should lean to. And Salakia, continue to bear with me as I get there. All right, so yeah, if you guys can get to Leviticus chapter 7, verse 13, I'll go ahead and read it in the Hebrew first. I am almost there, flipping through these 1,000 pages in this app. All right, so in the Hebrew, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 7 and verse 13. Ilah, Kalath, Lakam, Kamataza, Yaquar, Salaki, Waquariab, Quar, Banawa, Isle, Zabak, Dawadath, Wa or Salakia, Shalamawam, Lawa, Yahweh, Salakia, Shalamawa, verse 14. Wa Raya, Mama Nawa, Akkad, Macau, Quashab, Quabashan, Dawa, Dara, Wamaha, La Wayahawa, La Kahan, Hazarak, Af, Dama, Hawa, Lamayam, Lawa, Yahweh. Verse 15. Wabashar, Zabak, Dawadath, Walamam, Yahweh, Bazawam, Salakia, Bahawam, Quara, Banawa, Yahakal, La, Yana, Yak, Mamanawa, Aid, Bakwash, Salakia, Bakar, verse 16. Wa'am, Nadar, Awa, Nada, Baha, Zabak, Quara, Bana, Bawa, Salakia, Bahawa, Wam, Hakwar, Yaba, Af, Zabah, Salakia, Kawa, Yakau, Mama Kar, or Salakia, Karath, Wathar, Mama Nawa, Akal, verse 17. And Salakia, let me get back to my place. Ma Thar, Maba Shar, Aza Bak, Wam, Hawal, Yawa, Ba'ash, Yawa, Rap. Verse 18. And the water for y'all, bear with me. Some of these words are a little bit longer than usual. Wa'am, Ada cow. Ya a cow. Maba shar. Zabak. Shala ma awa. Baya wam. Hashal yasha yawa. La'a. Yar Salakia. Yarataza. Quar Yab. Atawa La'a. Yak Shar. Salakia. Ya Shaba. Lawa Paga Wow. Yahawa. Wahan Pash. Ha da Kal Lath. Mama Nawa. Iwana. Dasha. Verse 19. Wahaba Shar. Ashar. Yagai. Bakal. Tama La'a. Za'akal. Ba'ash. Salakia. Ba'ash. Yashar. Yasharap. Wa'ab Shar. Cow. Ta. Salakia. Ta. Awar. Ta'awar. Ya'a cow. Bashar. Verse 20. Wa Napash. Ashar. The Akal. Salakia. Bashar. Mazabak. Last one was Mazabak. Awa Lama Yum. Ashar. La Yahawa. Watam Atawa. Al Yawa. Wan Kar Da'a. Ana Pash. Aha wa a. Ma'ai ma yaha. All right. The water for y'all, bear with me. All right. So that was in the Hebrew, Leviticus 7 through 13. We'll go ahead and read it in the English now and get some clarification on that. All right. So the book of Leviticus, chapter 7, verse 13. Let me see. All right, so I'll just read up one more verse to kind of give a little bit of, or two more verses to give a little bit of clarity on what we were reading last week. So we'll start at the book of Leviticus, chapter 7 and 11 in the English to get clarity on 13 through 20. The book of Leviticus, chapter 7, verse 11. And this is the law of the sacrifice of peace offerings, which he shall offer unto the Lord. So this is going to give a description of peace offerings to be right with the Lord when sin occurs. And verse 12, if he offer it for a thanksgiving, then he shall offer with the sacrifice of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mingled with oil, and unleavened wafers, anointed with oil and cakes, mingled with oil of fine flour. So as you can see, that's verse 11 and 12, and it gives an exact description of what's occurring. So since this is in Leviticus, the priests and the prophets that came after this had a frame of reference to refer back to because they would go back to the scriptures. You can clearly see there are many scriptures where priests and prophets would say, as it is written, letting you know that this is something that transpired before time that was written down. So this is a description of how things should go. So it's just not something that's oratory, that's oral, that is being, an oral tradition that's passed now. There's also great description on how these sacrifices and offerings should be taking place. That's why, when, individuals in Christianity think the Bible is just some, storybook, it's not. If you actually read into it, you'll see that there are things that are very descriptive, and you can see things that have occurred in history through deciphering the scriptures with precepts. And you can see that it's actually taking place in the Bible as a real book. Verse 13, besides the cakes, he shall offer for his offering leavened bread with the sacrifice of thanksgiving of his peace offerings. So in verse 13 is specific and even saying leavened bread. So this is an unleavened where you remove the yeast. This is bread that is going to rise. Even that is specific in the description of what the priest should be doing. Verse 14, and if Salakia, and of it he shall offer one out of the whole oblation for an heave offering unto the Lord, and it shall be the priest that sprinkleth the blood of the peace of offerings. Verse 15, and the flesh of the sacrifice of the peace offerings for thanksgiving shall be eaten the same day that it is offered. He shall not leave any of it until the morning. But if the sacrifice of his offering be a vow or a voluntary offering, it shall be eaten the same day that he offereth his sacrifice. And on the morrow also the remainder of it shall be eaten. So let me reread that one more time, because not only is this a peace offering, not only is this a thanksgiving offering, giving thanks to the Most High. And there were brothers, that were so zealous that they would do this to show the Most High how much they loved him, following law, statutes, and commandments, but so zealous that they would take an extra step. So let's read that one more time in verse 15. And if the flesh sacrifice of his peace offering for thanksgiving shall be, Salakia, verse 14. Let me see. Actually, verse 16, Salakia. But if the sacrifice of his offering be a vow or a voluntary offering, so this is a vow or a voluntary offering. This brother is making a vow before the Most High, and he's giving an offering at the same time. This is something that, Israel has lost over time. We make empty promises to the Most High, and it's for things that are material, or if they're in a situation like, Lord, I promise if you get me out of this, I'll never do it again. Months later, the same thing that you were doing and going against God, you're doing the same thing again after you told him with your word that you wouldn't. And Salakia, let me just get a verse, to kind of show, what that's all about, if I could, because we're doing decent on time. Because you should be very careful what you say to the Most High when you're making a vow. Even saying, people say, they swear to the Lord, they swear this. You shouldn't swear to the Lord. Give me 1 second. I'll get there. I don't want to switch from the scriptures. Let me see. Let me make sure I have the KJV version. And I believe this is in Judges. And if I can't find it, I'll just go ahead and skip over it. Let me see. This would be a Judges 11 and 34 around there. But let me see if I can actually find the where it gives you guys. All right. All right. So this is the book of Judges, chapter 11 and 29. So this is an example of, when you make a vow or you swear to the Most High, be sure to be careful what comes out of your mouth, because the Lord just might require it from you. And it might be actually more than you bargained for. So this is Judges 11 and 29. It says, then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Japheth, or Slakia, Jephthah, and he passed over Gilead and Manasseh, and passed over Mizpah and Gilead. And from Mizpah of Gilead he passed over unto the children of Ammon. Salakia, let me go down. We'll skip down to verse 31. Then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth, Salakia, let me skip back one more time. Verse 30, Salakia, y'all. And Japheth vowed a vow, because this is the most important part. So it says the Spirit of the Lord came over him. And then in verse 30, it starts by saying, and Japheth vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, if thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into mine hands, then it shall be whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. So in this, he's saying, if I can get a hold and defeat the children of Ammon, Lord, whatever comes through the doors of my house, I will sacrifice and give it to you. That's how important it was to him. But he should be careful what comes out of his mouth. And before you offer a vow to the Most High, you should make sure that you can meet the terms of that agreement and that it's not too heavy for you. Because the Lord doesn't tempt you more than you can bear. And the Lord will press and, go ahead and refine you. But things of this nature, you should be very careful, because the Lord is a man of war and a man of his word. So should you be. So if you say you're going to do something for the Lord, you should do it. But make sure what comes out of your mouth, you're able and willing to do. So let's read verse 30 one more time. And Japheth vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, if thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into mine hands, then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. So Japheth passed over unto the children of Ammon to fight against them, and the Lord delivered them into his hands. He vowed it. Whatever you give, whatever I need to sacrifice that comes through my door, I will sacrifice if I can defeat the children of Ammon. Which, if you don't know, today would be your modern day Japanese. That's who Ammon is. And he smote them from a roar even till thou come to Minnith, even 20 cities unto the plain of the vineyards, with a very great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel. So this is a great thing that happened so far. The Ammonites were destroyed before him because the Lord did deliver them. The Lord kept his end of the bargain. Verse 34. And Japheth came to Mizpah unto his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet him with timbrels and with dances. And she was his only child. Besides her, he had neither son nor daughter. And it came to pass, when he saw her, that he rent his clothes and said, alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that trouble me. For I have opened my mouth unto the Lord and cannot go back. So his daughter is the one who came through those doors. And he said, whatever passes through my doors, I will give it to you and offer it as a burnt offering. The Lord gave him his end of the bargain, and he put him to the test. And when his daughter came through, needless to say, he had to sacrifice her. Verse 37. Verse 36. And she said unto him, my father, if thou hast opened thy mouth unto the Lord, do to me according to that which hath proceeded out of thy mouth. For as much as the Lord hath taken vengeance for thee of thine enemies, even of the children of Ammon. And she said unto her father, Let this thing be done for me. Let me alone 2 months, that I may go up and down upon the mountains and bewail my virginity, I and my fellows. And he said, Go. And he sent her away for 2 months. And she went with her companions and bewailed her virginity upon the mountains. And it came to pass at the end of 2 months that she returned unto her father, who did with her according to his vow, which he had vowed. And she knew no man, and it was a custom in Israel. Verse 40, that the daughters of Israel went yearly to lament the daughter of Japheth and Gileadite, for 4 days in a year. So what we were talking about was a vow that a man makes with the Most High. In this instance, the vow that was made was whatever will pass through the doors of his house will be sacrificed as a burnt offering. These men in Leviticus, they're very zealous. Be zealous for the Most High, but make sure you can deliver. And it's something that the Most High would even want to require from you. Because a lot of times the Most High, to your benefit, delivers to that what you bargained for, but it's actually more than what you were able to deal with. Salakia. All right. So we'll read that one more time. I just want Salakia for going off, but that just brought back to mind that vow, because these brothers are very zealous in Leviticus. But if the sacrifice of his offering be a vow or a voluntary offering, it shall be eaten the same day that he offereth his sacrifice. And on the morrow also the remainder of it shall be eaten. Verse 17, but the remainder of the flesh of the sacrifice on the third day shall be burnt with fire. And if any of the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings be eaten at all on the third day, it shall not be accepted, neither shall it be imputed unto him that offereth it. It shall be an abomination, and the soul that eateth it, Salakia, eateth of it, shall bear his iniquity. So there's a certain manner in which these sacrifices are made. And when you're dealing with the Most High, he's doing it in a certain way for a reason. And a lot of times what we're being told to do, what's required of us, is something that we may not understand, but we shouldn't change what the Most High is requiring of us, because the Most High knows better of us. There was a time that we weren't able to look into things scientifically, whether it be of food, whether it be of, water, but there were certain things that the Most High, gave ordinances on, because the Most High is the one that's omnipotent. The Most High is the one that has, all power and understands everything, because he's the creator. He delegated and had the heavenly host create the very foundations that we're standing on. So it would actually behoove us to, whatever the Most High says, not to question it, just do it. And for some, not eating it on the third day, eating it on the third day, and not understanding why it would cause that other soul that eateth it to share the iniquity, that might be something that might not be understood and might be questioned. But why questions it when it comes to the Most High? Give me one moment. I'd like to pull a sort of a precept or a reference when it comes to, wanting to know too much of the Most High. Because at the end of the day, we should just listen to the Most High and have fear in what he says, because there's a lot of things that we're not going to be able to explain, even though we've even seen it through the scriptures. The scriptures say it's like looking through a glass from far away. And the way the general described it, General Muhammad, was that you're looking far off. It's not a monocle, but it's like binoculars, but it's one of them. Binoculars. And you're looking through and it's far off, but as you get closer, you can understand what the Lord was telling you and why you should do it. But in certain instances, we don't have every single detail on why the Most High told us to do it, but we do have precepts and we do have, the prophecies to guide us through. But we should still listen to the Most High and not question it. Give me one moment. All right, and I believe this is actually in the Apocrypha. Let me see if I can get to it. The water for bearing with me. So it's in 2nd Esdras. I'm just trying to get to where it is. Chapter 4, and let me see if I can start at 1. And Salaki, I'm gonna go ahead and step away for 2 moments and go ahead and get the door. Water for bearing with me.
One Westbrook.
Weapons of our warfare is not carnal. I was born in it. You converted. This is not for you. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal. I was born in it. You converted. This is not for you. Handle lights and teddy bears. I'm trying to leave your block romantic. Flicking off the hip. I leave the scene looking like I'm dancing. Ain't one Westworld. Best believe we not gonna stamp it. Titties on a drum. The stick figure looking outstanding. Rip his top with the hands of the Lord. Call that God tears. Send a spear right to the sky and watch his front tear. I'm that nigga cause I run with them niggas. So let's get that clear. Don't question who say I'm the GOAT. I tell them God did. Order to be the best, you gotta beat the best. To me, that's suicide. Of course, I sound cocky to a glizzy eater. Fuck your pride. Don't need a horoscope to see I'm a star, so fuck your sign. You can believe in anything you want, but as for me and mine, God mode. I am what I am, so let's just keep in mind. Don't wanna be like Yaya Kyrie, they wanna be like I. She said she lost until she found me, and then she found a tribe. And then I make a bout face until she called me out of wine. The weapons of our warfare is not carnal. I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for it. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal. I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. All time, no questions asked. We come and find you. His problems, my problems, and I'm standing behind you.
All right, so a lot for bearing with me. I still see we got people left in the viewers. Normally when I switch up, everybody leaves and forsakes me, so I appreciate you sticking along. All right, so let me see if I can find this for you, because, you know, one of the things I was, pointing out is just because we don't understand what the Most High is telling us to do, it's good to see clarification, but don't question it and not want to do it because you think you have a better way. The Most High has it to where he knows everything that should happen, and we should just listen. Because when we didn't listen and we thought the heathen was fair and we went in unto him, we were, in a situation where we ended up in slavery. So, Salakia, I'll be calling you up. You state your registry, Salakia. All right. So I'll be calling up the second priest. Go ahead and state your registry.
Zarabakar, Banya Hawada, Banya Shala.
Zarabakar, Banya Hawada, Banya Shala.
Yabashim Yasha Brakata.
Yabashim Yasha Brakata. All right, so the water, we got Zarabakar in the building with us, who's going to join the service. The water to you. All right, so we were covering Leviticus 7 and 13 through 20. We're actually at verse 18. So I'll go ahead and read 18 one more time. And then, so it's actually in here. I'm going to read something I wanted. Leviticus 7 and 18. All right. And if any of the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings be eaten at all on the third day. So it can't be eaten on the third day. And the verse 16, it says on the morrow. But this is saying, do not eat it on the third day, because it shall not be accepted. So the Lord's not going to accept it if that sacrifice is eaten on the third day. It shall not be accepted, neither shall it be imputed unto him that offered it. So it's not going to count to them that offered it. It shall be an abomination. Abomination is a strong word. It says, and the souls that eateth of it shall bear his iniquity. You wanted to chime in?
Right. So this is just going to show, like, you can't give the Lord what you want him to have.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is extremely heavy because, contrary to what the Christian church teaches, God don't know your heart. God wants something specific. You know what I'm saying? The Most High wants you to do what he says to do, to worship him how he says to worship him. You know what I'm saying? You can't celebrate Christmas and saying that you love the Lord.
Yeah, I'm right.
You know what I mean? Like, He's very specific on what he wants. You know what I mean? And all you got to do is read in Leviticus where he gave us these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? You just got to read. But in the Christian church, they teach you don't got to read in that. The Old Testament is done away with. So, but he's being very specific on what he wants you to do, and then he's telling you what not to do. Just take heed.
Water for that. And also, I see in the chat, Kanai said also the precept about the daughter was a good example. Most High in Christ for her being honorable and just accepting her fate. It shows us women how we should be, following the law, not our emotions. And Most High in Christ for that. And that's something I thought to say, but with moving on to the next precept, I kind of skipped over, and that shouldn't be something that skipped over. That daughter of Japheth, or however you pronounce his name, Salakia, she accepted her fate and was honorable to her father. And instead of fleeing, she went to those mountains. She lamented with her companions, came back and honored her father because her father had said something out of his mouth that was a heavy, heavy burden. And she helped him keep that. So the water, to that sister, because that's another example of strong women in the Bible. Strong to go ahead and be there and support, whether it be their fathers, their husbands, the priests and the prophets. And there's many examples of, strong women in the Bible. Not somebody that's gonna, just, slip on a wig and start, throwing haymakers in the street.
Right.
Somebody that's gonna honor, like the woman and her 7 sons that decided, to stand before that king and not accept what the king was trying to do with that sacrifice of swine. So, Most High in Christ for that, sis. So, as Zarabakar Carr was saying, like, the Lord has what we want to do, what he wants us to do and needs us to do, and we shouldn't try to do what we want to do. And if we don't understand it, we should still do it, because at a certain point in time, it will click to you. Like, as children, we don't always have the answer when our parents would tell us to do something. We didn't always know why. Every single time I come in the house, I'm leaving lights on when I'm a kid. I don't understand that it's raising up the light bill and it's causing undue hardship on my parents. I don't understand that, all the things I'm doing are going to affect me later on in life. And if my parents didn't tell me and keep me in order and say, hey, turn this off, do this. Now that I have my own, situation as a man with a family, I have to instill that in my son with those rules, because the Lord is like a great parent. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read just a little precept about that before we move on. So this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 4, and I'm going to start at verse 1. All right, and it says, and the angel that was sent unto me, whose name was Uriel, gave me an answer and said, thy heart hath gone too far in this world, and thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High. So right there is saying, you're getting so caught up in everything in the world. Your heart is so far out there. Your mind is so out there and trying to understand everything. You think that you can comprehend the way of the Most High. He's inquiring of it. Let's see if we can get some more answers on this, on why we shouldn't even do that, because we don't understand everything that goes into it. Right. And some stuff we may never understand. It says, no man knows the hour where the great and terrible day of the Lord is coming. Christ didn't even know that. He didn't, seek to ask the Father, so when is it going to happen? Christ had enough wisdom to, be a king and be in that place, to not be the Godhead, but to be the Son. Right. We should do the same thing. When it comes to Christ telling us to do something, when it comes to the Most High telling us to do something, we shouldn't just try to, comprehend the ways of the Most High. We should just go and lean not into our own understanding. Right. The scriptures say, well, what's it say about us not, think not what to wear, think not what to eat. That's talking about, don't worry about the laws that the Most High has put forward for us as far as what we should eat. or what we should wear. He's already told us what we can eat. He's already told us what we should wear. We don't have to think too much far into it. It's not saying just throw on any old thing, go out the house mismatch. Right. It's saying if I told you don't dress as a man, as a woman, don't do that. You don't even have to think too far into that. All right, let's reread that part one more time, Salakia. And I know we on Sabbath service, but I did want to just give some precepts with it. All right. Verse 2. And said, thy heart hath gone too far in this world, and thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High. People really think they can comprehend what the Most High wants just because we've understood other things in the world. And every way of the Most High is not always to be understood. He said what he said.
Yeah. And if I may,
sir.
What that's saying is, we follow we so far caught up in this world and what America tells us is okay,
right?
And what's like basically us blacks, natives, and Hispanics, we end up following the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? And not understanding that this Bible is our Constitution. Like, we think too far into this world. You know what I'm saying? Sisters, when your man get another rib, you leave him. Because why? America tells you that it's okay to leave and to be happy, not to endure through your relationship. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the brothers. We leave our sisters. You know what I'm saying? We go date other women. Because we follow what this world has to follow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't follow the Most High. We don't follow anything that the Lord tells us to do. We just live according to what America tells us is okay. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're too far into this world and not the world of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's really getting down to, the spirit of it.
Damn right. And that's heavy that you're saying that, because a lot of what it is just emotions. Mm-hmm. People are going off of how they feel,
right?
Based on, except, you shouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go based off how you feel. Go based off what is true.
Right.
And the Lord has already put it out there. So if the Lord said what he said, that's all it is to it, as it is written. It doesn't matter how you feel. If you like pork, if you think you want to leave your husband because he got another rib,
right?
It doesn't matter.
And like you're saying, they, like, Christians will think, okay, I can eat pork. The Lord don't care about that. They can't comprehend the mind of the Most High because they don't read. They just thinking, oh, well, it's so many other things going on in this world. The Lord don't care about me eating no pork. You know what I'm saying? The Lord don't care about me eating no crabs and shrimp. That's something small.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even in the scriptures, it says that Judah think that it's a light thing to sin. You know what I'm saying? Like, we think of some things as being so light, but the Lord is telling us, even when we go back to Leviticus, that these things are an abomination. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was getting at earlier. And yeah, that's about it. Go ahead.
Concert the water. So I'll just read a little bit more on this precept, and we'll get back to it and read read Leviticus and then go through the prayers. But I did want to get that, finish up this precept. And, it just says, verse 2 in 2 Esdras 4, it says, and said, thy heart have gone far in this world, and thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High. Then said I, yea, my Lord. And he answered me and said, I am sent to show thee 3 ways, and to set forth 3 similitudes before thee. So this is the angel, talking to Esdras. Verse 4, whereof if thou canst declare me one, I will show thee also the way that thou desirest to see. And I said, Asalaki, and I shall show thee from whence the wicked heart cometh. And I said, tell on, my Lord. So he's saying, well, tell me, I want to know, because he still thinks he can comprehend the Lord. He still wants to understand, but he's going to see how hard it is, because there's 3 things that are going to be presented to him that he can't even do. So if you can't do this, how could you comprehend the Most High's, all the Most High's ways? Then said unto me, go thy way, weigh me the weight of fire. So how would you weigh fire? That's not something that you could do. Like, somebody might come up with something where they can try to, do it now, and they still wouldn't have anything accurate. But even then, how could this man weigh fire, or measure the blast of the wind, or call me again the day that is past? Now, the third is the most impossible. Can you bring back Friday that's past? Every single day is different from the one that passed. If you can do that, then you can understand the Most High. If you can call back that day, if you can go back in time, back to the future, maybe you might start to understand all the ways of the Most High. But if you can't do that, of course you can. That's all I wanted to say. So these laws in Leviticus were laid down a certain way for a certain reason. So if you are able to understand that, just do what the Most High says, you'll be in good shape. All right, so we're going to read on. All right, so that was verse 18. Moving on to verse 19. And the flesh that toucheth any unclean thing shall not be eaten. It shall be burnt with fire. And as for the flesh, all that be clean shall eat thereof. All right, so let's read that one more time. And the flesh that toucheth any unclean thing shall not be eaten. It shall be burnt. With that be clean shall be there. Salakia. All that be clean shall eat thereof. So don't try to wash what was touched. Don't try to eat it a certain way. Just do what the Most High said to do. Burn it with fire. Verse 20. But the soul that eateth of the flesh of the sacrifice of peace offerings that pertaineth unto the Lord, having his uncleanliness upon him, even that soul shall be cut off from his people. So like, is somebody about to join the class? Oh, okay. You just had to pick something up?
No, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to reread verse 20 one more time. But the soul that eateth of the flesh of the sacrifice of peace offerings that pertaineth unto the Lord, having his uncleanliness upon him, even that soul shall be cut off from his people. So if you're unclean, and you know you're unclean, don't show up before the Most High. It's wrong to do that. Don't try to give any rhyme or reason why you should. Just understand that you should. Salakia, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and see, it's 113. All right. So we stopped at verse 20. We're going to go ahead and send up the prayers and break it down. Let me go ahead and look at how we should proceed. Salakia, bear with me. All right. All right. So we're going to stand a mightium. All right. So actually, since you're in this position, I'll blow. Let me see. I blow the trumpet. So I'm gonna go ahead and blow it. The water. So like it pause. I'm gonna go ahead and blow the shofar. Bear with me. All right. If you could just pour a little bit of wine in there. So, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. Rana, sorry. Mashallah. Mashallah. All right. Cool. All right, so since I'm in this spot right here, acting as the kind of like the second priest, I'll go ahead and I'll take that and I'll read the prayer in the Hebrew, and then I'll pass it back off to you to read in English. All right, so men of Israel, sisters of Israel, you should already be standing upon Yahakwadam, which means to turn and face the east. And I'll go ahead and read it in the Hebrew, unless you were going to read it in the Hebrew first. As our war switches it up, so I'll go ahead and read it, and I'll break it down with the prayers. All right, so this is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Again, it can be found in Matthew 6, 8 through 13. We'll read it in the English right after. So, Lakia, let me go ahead and fix the camera. Bear with us. Water. All right. So this is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Daba'ah, Watazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lakam, Cow, Yawam, Wasalakmianawa, Kabawathianawa, Kasalakmianawa, Kabawathianawa, Wala'ah, Daba'ayanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Salakia Hawashayanawa, Bayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La'awaya Yum, Salakia. Yum. Dang. Salakia. Right there. I messed that one up every time.
La'awayam. Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen.
We'll go ahead and just do that prayer. Okay. All right. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and, let me see. I believe we are going to salute the Torah. I'll pass it off to you, Salakia. All right, so I'll go ahead and hold it for you, and you go ahead and salute the Torah.
Yahbashim Yashabrak Yah.
Room up here. Yahbashim Yashabrak Yah. All right, the water. Go ahead and take this back. Let me see if I have to blow the shofar one more time. So Lakia, y'all, the water for bearing with me. Normally we run through this smooth. As our war is normally here to get us through it. But as I said, the men are always working, and, I'm holding it down for the day. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and blow the horn one more time. We'll go ahead and salute out after that and go ahead and conclude service. Good. Sounds good. All right. And let's see. All right. So, sisters, you can be seated. We'll go ahead and salute the brothers. All right. So, Amadium Shabbat, Amadium, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrakatham, Yajanatah, Sar, Sisters, you can go ahead and stand up. We're going to give the sisters a courtesy salute. Amadim Shabbat, Mighty, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatham Ba'Shem Yahushai, Yajimatah. The water class dismissed.